Positive Anime Reviews is a review show that is designed for people who aren't very picky about their anime, like me. Most anime I watch ends up in my 5 out of 5 category. My reviews are for those people who are looking for a reason to watch anime rather than hate on it. I am willing to give any and all anime a chance before stating my opinion. Lastly, my reviews are all my opinion and might and or most likely won't match yours. If you don't agree, that's totally fine, just be respectful in the comment section, thank you. And as always, there is a spoiler section ahead, but don't worry, I'll warn you first. Hey guys, Darthglor here, back with another positive anime review. Today we will be talking about Assassin's Pride. So, it's been a minute since we did a positive anime review. I think my last one was like 3 weeks ago or something atrocious. So first of all, I'd like to apologize for that. Normally my anime does not take that long to get out. But here's the interesting thing. So I actually started an anime. It was like 24, 26 episodes long, something like that. I got like about halfway through or so, and it went nowhere. It became a chore to watch it. Like, I kept thinking, I really should watch it. I should get that going. I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to. And so then I realized, I'm like, if I'm at the point where it's like, I'm like dragging my feet, like, and I'm really having a hard time finishing this, like, do I even need to? So I decided I'm not going to review it, and I wrote it down on my list that I have to remind myself that, yes, you've seen this, no, you didn't like it. And just to kind of be done with it. So then I started that, so that took forever. And then I started this one, Assassin's Pride. Now at first I was slow getting into it because I have a lot on my plate, IRL wise, and so it took forever to get through it. But then eventually I got to like episode 4 or something, and then then my time freed up a little bit, and then my interest like spiked, and then I marathoned it in a few days. So now we are finally back, and we are finally back with a positive anime review, and I am happy to be back. And I'm already on my next anime. My next anime, it might take a while. It's a long anime, and so it might take a while, but I am watching it and I am working on it. So the next one is already in progress, so that's good. Anyway, so of course, like I said, we are talking about Assassin's Pride. So this anime aired in the fall 2019 season. So it's very, very new by comparison, and of course, it's a lot newer for me because I don't often watch things that are very, very recent. A lot of the time, I am incredibly behind. So the fact that it's even in 2019 makes it very, very new for me. Now, the fact, is there a dub? I think I lean towards yes, but I really don't know because, like I said, I watch subs, so I don't know if there's a dub. I don't know if it's good, but it wouldn't surprise me. As far as, is this an adaptation from a manga? This is an adaptation from a light novel. Now, I've been reminded once of the difference between light novel and manga, but I already forget, so I already forget what that difference is. But anyway, so moving on, we will be hopping into the synopsis, and so that way we can get a super easy, cheesy summary of what this whole thing is about. Anyway, on the brink of extinction, mankind has downsized and now solely resides in the city-state of Flandor, I think is how you pronounce it, living in cities encased by glass domes. Beyond the domes exist vicious lycanthropes who thrive in the darkness. Among the citizens inside, a clear distinction between the nobility and the commoners is in place. The blood of nobles enables them to utilize mana, granting them abilities that exceed human limits and greatly assist them in defending lycanthropes, and defending against lycanthropes, it's a typo in the synopsis. Anyway, already 13 years of age, noble Melita Angel has yet to manifest her mana and attends an elite academy where she is mistreated for her lack thereof. In order to help her, Kufa Vampire is ordered by the Angel family to become Melita's tutor. While Kufa seems to be a mere mentor, an ulterior motive lurks behind his job. He is to assassinate her if he confirms that she does not possess mana. Kufa's investigation eventually leads him to determine he must eliminate Melita. However, Kufa is struck by her unwavering determination, spirit, and belief in herself when he witnesses her in a fight, choosing instead to offer her a way she can manifest her magic. As Melita learns to use mana with the help of Kufa's teachings, Kufa forsakes his mission and jeopardizes everything to keep his discovery of Melita unknown to the Angel family and his own guild. However, both Kufa and Melita will soon realize that hiding their secret will not be the only challenge they face, as unforeseen trouble is waiting just around the corner. So there you go. So pretty cool synopsis, if I do say so myself. And of course, that was one of the reasons that I checked it out. Now, originally back in 2019, I remember I saw some sort of clip or something. I saw like a really short clip of this anime, and that's what spiked my interest initially. And so ever since I saw whatever, this tiny little clip on whatever it was, Facebook or something, I wanted to see the anime. So as far as rating goes, how clean or dirty is the anime? I would give it a solid PG-13. There is death, like it feels realistic. You know, there is death. People do die. You know, it's not just like plot armor defending everyone from death or anything. So I'd give it a solid PG-13 because there is death, but it's not like overly crazy dark or anything. So I'd give it a PG-13. I think that's probably a totally fine rating. And there's not like, you know, straight up nudity or anything. So I think it's PG-13 is a pretty solid rating. So genre, the only thing listed for genre in this is fantasy. That's it. Just fantasy. That's all that's all that's written there. But you could get an idea from hearing the synopsis about what kind of thing it basically is. You know, you could put, I don't know, supernatural, I don't know, maybe romance, but I like it in a light way. I would probably say romance. You know, stuff like that. So it's interesting. So season length, how long is the season? So there is only one season, 12 episodes long, and it is exactly what you'd expect at about 24 minutes a piece. But this is an anime where you should stay after the closing song. When the closing song hits, don't leave immediately. There is several episodes throughout that do have something afterwards. So this is one of those that you should absolutely stick around. Now let me see. I'm using my little cheat sheet because I'm super rusty. Okay, so I think next is our character list. So moving on to our character list, the character in this one is pretty stinking short. There is 4 main characters, and then there's a few supporting, but the whole list overall isn't very bombarding. It's very easy to pay attention, to keep in touch, to keep up with. It's not too much, not over the top, and that is very awesome. So it's very cool. So hopping into our first main character, of course, we have Kufa Vampire. So of course, our main dude, here's our main guy here. He is the assassin. And he's a really interesting character. Honestly, he's very complex because he had this cool side of him. So obviously, you heard in the synopsis that basically obviously he's assigned to kill her if kill the main girl Melita if he finds out that she doesn't actually have mana, so she can't use magic. And so he reaches this decision really quickly. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill her. And so he's a very skilled assassin. He's very good at what he does. The very beginning has a brutal fight scene of him just assassinating all of these people, and he's a crazy fighter. He's very powerful. And so it comes to this part where after you're introduced to Melita, you're like, oh man, this poor girl, she's gonna get killed. And then obviously she doesn't, and then he decides instead to train her. And so it's interesting because obviously he has this great split between this hardcore assassin who just slays and doesn't feel bad about it. That's just what he does. And then you have that side of him. But then after he decides to, I'm not going to kill her, I'm going to take care of her and defend her, he has this other like super awesome side of him that he takes care of her and he's always there for her. And she is like horribly emotionally abused by everybody. Her family's useless. I mean, other than her cousin, her family's useless, and a lot of people at school are useless. Like, she just has an onslaught of people that are really mean to her, except for him. He's always in her corner. He always has her back, and of course he's also training her. So Kufa and Melita are incredibly close, and their relationship is amazing. I loved it. And it was very cool. So he's a great complex character, and he's also hiding a cool backstory in addition to some cool secrets. Now, I will not reveal the secrets because, of course, I would encourage you to go watch the anime, and so I'm not going to reveal anything. This is spoiler free, so fear not. But he has some cool, interesting plot secrets that I absolutely recommend. Now, of course, as far as appearance goes, obviously I will have pictures, and he's the dark-haired dude in the cool like trench coat looking thing. And it's pretty easy because there's very few males in this anime, and he's the only main one, so pretty easy to distinguish who is who. And that's basically him, man. He's awesome. He's just everything you ever wanted. He's a great fighter, doesn't feel bad about what he has to do afterwards, and then on the same time he's incredibly caring and loving towards Melita, and I loved it. And it was great. Anyway, so moving on to our next main character, we have Melita Angel. So, of course, Melita Angel is the second half of our alpha main characters, so to speak. She is the blonde young girl, and she is Kufa's apprentice and former assassination target. So, and she is another really cool character because she takes comparatively, she takes everything in stride, despite the fact that she gets stepped on by everyone. She's really good about picking herself back up and like launching into what she needs to do to prove herself and to not, and because she refuses to be stepped on. She wants to be somebody. She wants to prove herself. She's tired of getting stepped on and she doesn't want to take it anymore. And it was really cool to see her go from at the beginning where she was a nobody pretty much to like closer when as it moves on, to see her growth from a fighting perspective, from a mana perspective, from a character perspective. It was really cool to see her growth from A to B. And of course, like I said, I love the relationship her and Kufa had, and of course there is some serious light romance vibes going on. Now, of course, she is too young for any kind of romance with him currently, but she even says in the anime that basically she loves him. She's like, right now I'm a girl, but when I'm a woman, like, I want you to wait for me. So basically, it's no doubt in anyone's minds that they will get together once she's older. But it was just cool the way that it was all handled. I don't feel like there was a doubt in anyone's minds that would happen between them later on when they're both older. But it was cool that they hinted at it right then, so that it's kind of a little more cemented in your mind. And it's super cool. Their relationship was awesome. She was awesome and very, very likable. And she felt complex and deep too, which is sometimes something that animes miss out on, is they make characters sometimes that feel 2D and flat and boring and like fake, whereas none of these characters felt fake, and that was super, super cool. So moving on to our third out of 4 main characters, we have Rosetti Prickett. So I think it's how you pronounce her name. If I'm crushing any of these pronunciations, I apologize, but you know, that's how it goes. So of course, Rosetti. So she is another one of the teachers at the academy. She is the same thing that Kufa is to Melita. She is a teacher to another girl named Elise. I believe Elise is Melita's cousin, and I think that they're cousins, I think. But anyway, regardless, they're blood, they're family. And Rosetti is Elise's teacher. You'll meet Elise in a minute. Now, Rosetti at first was at first I thought she was going to be annoying. I thought she was going to be an annoying character, but honestly, it actually didn't take long for her to grow on you. And that was something else that kind of surprised me, because Rosetti and Kufa have this funny relationship that she like, hey, you know, bro, we're totally tight. And he's like, get away from me. And so obviously you see this kind of I don't know exactly what the word is, but kind of this weird humor that it's very common in anime to get. You have to get the humor character and a character that has a weird relationship with another main character, that type of thing. Well, it's often I just like kind of roll my eyes and try to move on, but this one handled it really well, that she kind of fulfilled that kind of comic relief a little bit character without being over the top about it, and she still felt realistic and real, but still maintaining her funny, I don't know, like comic relief, and she did a great job. And then later on, there's lots of reveals and plot, so it really fleshes her out, and that was really cool because, again, it gives her more life. And often people like that, they feel fake because they feel like they were just put in there just to be the comic relief. And so it was super cool to see her actually be deep and whatnot. So there is lots of amazing plot reveals with her that is super cool. Of course, I will not reveal those. I recommend to go watch it, and it was super cool reveals. Now, of course, as far as how she looks, she is the red-headed girl, I think it's red, with the side ponytail, and very, very pretty. Just like every character in this anime is really, really well done. And she was super cool. Didn't expect to like her, but I was proven wrong, and I am happy to hear that. So, moving on to our final main character, we have Elise Angel. So, Elise is, I believe, Melita's cousin. Now, Elise is, I think it's, what is that, silver? I think she has, like, the light-colored silver-ish, whitish hair. And Elise is another interesting character. There's lots of reveals with Elise because she is a main character for a reason. Her and Melita, one of the big plot points is their relationship, and it's interesting that when it reveals backstory, a lot more makes sense. But she's an interesting character. So she's a lot on the quiet side, whereas Melita kind of tends to be quiet, but she's far more assertive, if that makes any sense. That she won't be stepped on for too long before she kind of snaps and she's done with it. But Elise, on the other hand, is far quieter. She's far more timid. Now, she's very, very powerful, and she has some very strong magic ability. And it's actually an interesting point between her and Melita throughout the anime that, again, I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to spoil it. But it's interesting because she's far more on the quiet side, and she desires a better relationship with Melita. And at first, there's lots of signals that are crossed and things happen and whatnot. But she was a super cool character. Again, on the quiet side, but I really liked her. She was like supportive of Melita after things are ironed out between them, and she was super, super cool. She was really supportive of Melita. She was really powerful and a really good character. I felt like she added a lot to the plot, and she was very, very awesome. And she's definitely likable, especially after you get to know her. So that's pretty much the character list. There is quite a few supporting. There not say quite a few. There is a few supporting characters, but the cast, all in all, is very easy to keep up with. By no means did you feel overwhelmed with who was who. It was very easy to keep track of everyone, and that's, and of course that's awesome. So as far as favorite / most hated characters, my favorite character, it's hard to say. I probably just, again, it's completely biased, but Melita and Kufa, the main two characters. I loved them. I loved their relationship. It was super cool, and no surprise there. But as far as most hated, I didn't really have anybody that I hated. If I had to choose one, there is this side character, and I have a hard time pronouncing her name. Is it Salasha? She's like this long-haired, pinkish-colored-haired girl. I don't know if she'll ever be in a picture, but I didn't like her. There is her and one of her friends, Mule? I forget. I don't know how to pronounce her name either, but those two, I hated those two. They were annoying, but again, I'm not even gonna get into who they are because I didn't hate them that badly. Like if I had to choose somebody, I guess it would be those two. But anyway, I love the main two characters, Melita and Kufa. I loved their relationship. I loved them, and they were a good time to say the least. So moving on to our animation and music section. So as far as how this thing looked, this anime was very well animated. It was very pretty to look at. It was really well done in that regard. There is lots of fight scenes in this anime, and they were all really well done as well. You felt super engaged, and it was really pretty to look at, and it felt like a modern anime, and it was really well done in that regard as well. And all the characters were really well put together as far as how they looked. So the fights were cool. It was very, very pretty looking. Now, as far as the music goes, the music was very good. The opening and closing songs were both really well done, and they were totally fine. Not the craziest thing, but they were both well made. And that's kind of it. It's kind of just knock out a review kind of on the quicker side of things, but anyway, so I guess that's it. Moving on to final rating and recommendation, I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5. Very good. This anime made no mistakes worth noting and is definitely worth a buy. So 5 out of 5 I feel like is a great score for this anime. If you like the supernatural-esque, and I'm not going to get into spoilers, but if you're into supernatural type of animes, I think you'll enjoy this. If you like kind of hinted romance relationships, you'll like it. I think this anime is very, very good. Now, here's the thing. This is another one of those times. Never, ever pay attention to what people say about an anime. Like a review that you read on a site about anime. Because, again, I have said this countless times. Find a reviewer, if you're into reviews at all. Compare what they say with animes you like, and then once you find out that your opinion and theirs is pretty similar, watch that person and trust them, because this anime had a reputation that was ridiculous. This anime had a reputation, and every time I looked for a review about it, everyone kept talking smack about it. Like, this anime sucked. It was such a disappointment. Well, people are retarded because it was good, and it was just dumb. Its reputation was dumb, and it was very, very good, and I absolutely recommend it. So if you read anything online, my encouragement is to not, and yeah, just ignore what people say. People are stupid, and so just watch it if you want to watch it and be done with it. And I think you'll have a good time for it. Anyway, and that's pretty much it for this review. Like I said, I've already chosen my next anime, and I am working on it. It is an anime I've seen before, so I think in a lot of ways that kind of helps with the speed in which I watch it. But anyway. And it is on the longer side. I believe it has 4 seasons, and so it might take a while to get through. But I am happy we finally got this review out, because at least now you know that I didn't forget about reviews. It's not like I stopped doing them. I just had this weird lull between like real life garbage I had to take care of, so I had less free time. In addition to the fact that I had all these anime watching issues, so I finally got a lot of that ironed out, and we're kind of back on track a little bit. So I'm very happy with that. I am working on the next one, and I think that's everything. So like I said. Reviews tomorrow should be normal as far as I know. There might be some IRL crap that gets in the way later on during the week, but I'm hopeful I can just kind of record and have everything go smoothly this week if we're really dreaming. So anyway, that is going to call it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and we will talk to you guys later.